Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good, Ashutosh. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fantastic. Thanks for asking. So, how's the day going so far?
My day is going fabulous. I had a very productive day since morning, and looking forward to this conversation.
Yeah, that's really great to hear about you and your day that you had a productive day. I don't have very productive days usually, to be honest. So, it was a usual day for me. Okay. So, as we are meeting for the first time, ma'am, so would you mind introducing yourself?
Absolutely. Hi, I'm Namita. I'm co-founder of Sparky, your AI English learning buddy. I have close to 15 years of experience in education. I started off as a Teach for India fellow. It's a fellowship program that uh, enables you to teach in government school. Basically, they train you. They put you in government school classes or low income school classes where for 2 years, the program is designed to build enough, spoken English fluency, reading. Basically, a lot of focus on how do we build their English skills and how do we build their mathematical skills. So those are the two primary focus areas when I started the fellowship. So for me, I think that was the stepping stone into education. After that, I taught in the US, and there I was teaching eighth grade science. And then I came back to India, and I was working with currently India's largest B2B edtech called Lead School, where I was heading their curriculum. And one of the key things that I did there was designing their English curriculum, and which is right now with close to 9,000 schools, that is around 5 million kids. And then we started Spark Studio in 2021. We are four co-founders, and what I do at Spark Studio is I design all the learning experiences. So when we had live classes, designing live classes, and then with Sparky, all the content, everything that goes on Sparky is designed by my team.
Oh, that's great to hear about you. As you said, like it's really wonderful that you have created the syllabus or designed everything for a lot of kids. So that's really nice. Nice to hear about you. So now, where are
Thank
you?
you.
Like a specific the place I want to know in India.
So I live in Bangalore, and
Hmm.
lovely city, great weather, and a lot of energy, lot of young entrepreneurs who are building something. So there's a lot of energy in this city
Oh, okay.
where
So when you
I
came
live.
back from the America, you shifted in Bangalore. Now you stay there.
Um, when I came back from America, we were in Mumbai. And in 2021, when because we started Spark Studio, building Spark Studio during COVID. So during COVID, there were guidelines that you cannot move around. So once those regulations lifted, I moved to Bangalore because my other co-founders were here.
Yes, okay, that's great to know. So now coming to the point, as you said, like you started Sparky Studio, and now we are here to talk about Sparky especially. So tell me
Hmm.
something more about it, how it works, and what is a Sparky so far.
Sure, definitely, Ashutosh. So, Ashutosh, when we started off Sparky, we looked at our live class business, and in
Hmm.
live class, what we realized is communication came up as a big need, and that too, spoken English communication came up as a big need that many learners wanted it. So, with that context, we started thinking about that there's generative AI. What is it that we can do so that we can reach more and more learners? Because with
Exactly.
live class there is a smaller group, and there is a limitation to the number of learners who can be in a class. That is one. The
Right.
second is there is a certain cost that is involved to it. So with that, we started working on a model that is accessible to everyone, that provides 1:1 tutoring to everyone at a cost which is affordable, and they don't feel that they are not getting a premium experience. So how do we make it 1:1, which adapts to your English level, which keeps in mind where are you coming from. So with all
Mhm.
of those features, what we did was we started working on Sparky. So Sparky is powered by generative AI. What it does is it speaks to you. So a lot of load of how do you hold a conversation or how you do a conversation is done by Sparky. What Sparky does very well is it encourages you and it corrects you and it motivates you on how to speak in English. So think about it like your speaking partner, a speaking buddy. And we've designed it for everyone. So it's not just for any particular age group, it's for everyone. And you can talk about anything, or you can take career guidance. So there are many modules that we have built.
Okay, so it's for everybody. There is no specific age group from like child to an old guy. They can learn, and they have the curriculum
Absolutely.
according to them. Like whatever your level is, so Sparky is going to talk to you in that manner, right?
Absolutely. So there are different topics that we have built in depending upon your age and depending upon your interest. You can choose also. So a lot of choice has been given to the learner that how do you want to hold this conversation? Because when you speak about something. And
Yes.
what is your interest will definitely excite you more, that you want to talk more. And that is the
Right.
aim of Sparky, that how do we give you that daily English speaking practice? And wherever you're making mistakes, Sparky guides you and encourages you that it is okay to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. And how do you continue the conversation?
Yeah, exactly. It's absolutely right to talk about your interesting topics because we cannot talk generally like many days. So okay, now I want you to show me the demo of this Sparkies as how does this work.
Absolutely. So here is a quick demo of how the conversation happens and how Sparky holds the conversation, guides the conversation, and corrects you through the way.
Okay.
You can talk to Sparky by clicking on the Speak to Learn button. However, if you have specific need, like if you need guidance on career, go to the hamburger menu at the top, click on it, and go to Career Help, and start the conversation.
Hi, Rima. I am your interview prep buddy. What kind of job are you aiming for?
Hi, Sparky. I'm looking for a software development job. Do you have any suggestions on what kind of jobs are there in the market right now?
That's great, Rima. Software development is a promising field. There are many jobs available in the market right now. Would you like me to give you some examples?
Yes, Sparky, that will be helpful. Please remember, I'm a fresh college graduate.
Sure, Rima. Some common software development roles include software engineer, web developer, and mobile app developer. These roles require skills in programming languages like...
You saw the video related to Sparky and I liked it because the way Sparky was talking to the learner and helping with that. So now I want to know from you, like you have been working on this for the last 3 years. So how's the experience of the learners when you tested, how they feel about it, and what kind of reviews you got from people?
Sure, Ashutosh. So just one correction here, that 3 years we have been working on Spark Studio, where first 2 years of our life was on live classes. Sparky is a year old.
Okay.
And
1 year
yeah,
old.
1 year old. And with Sparky, I think our learning has been, one learning was when we had started off Sparky, we had thought that, it is designed specifically for kids. That was, but what we, as we started seeing our conversations on Sparky, we noticed that it was very, very helpful for adults as well. We noticed that they were taking career guidance, they were doing interview preparations, they were, if there was any topic that they were confused about at work or in college, they were asking Sparky. And that was for us a really light bulb moment, that, oh, wow. Another thing was many of our learners come from tier 2, tier 3 cities. And what Sparky does is, because you don't have a choice but to talk in English, even if you're talking in broken English, it is able to catch the key essence or the key message of what you are speaking, and it gives you a way of speaking it, that, oh, this is what you mean. Now let's try, this is the correct sentence structure. Why don't you say it with me? And I think that how intuitively and how comfortably it does with the user was very, very interesting for us. And of course, the way we have built the conversation flow. So during the conversation, it is not just like exchanges of conversation between Sparky and the learner. There are different experiences that we have built in. Like, for example, there are videos, because we want to keep the learning multimodal. So that there are videos, there are images, there are assessments. There is so you get feedback on what you read, on your vocabulary, on your grammar, so that you can also improve as you are working through it. So what we have realized is that the learners are really enjoying those experiences that are keyed into these conversations as well. So these have been some of our learnings from Sparky.
So as you said, like, Sparky. So now I want to know, like, is Sparky can talk about everything all around the world, or just everything, whatever we ask to ask? Is Sparky, whatever is Sparky limits?
There are no limits. You can ask Sparky anything. Having said that, one of the things that we have done is we've put guardrails, because we also want to ensure that it's safe for our learners as well, because we don't have control over what different learners may come and ask. But how do we guide Sparky to not have any inappropriate conversation? So those are some of the things that we have built in Sparky, that you can ask about anything, and if there is something which is not appropriate, then Sparky will either redirect or will pause the conversation.
Oh, that's great. It means if you're asking something, but then Sparky will say to you, change the conversation or suggest you something to talk about something else, right?
Exactly,
yeah, that's a great thing, because some people come on those platforms to talk about anything, and they ask some silly questions. So then it's difficult for Sparky to answer, I would say.
Exactly. So that if they're inappropriate, I mean, we can all ask silly questions from time to time, but I think if they're inappropriate, because I think the safety is also very, very important for our learners, that how do we ensure that it is a safe environment for everyone. At the same time, we don't associate any, like, we have made sure that Sparky is not judgmental. So for example, even if a learner is making a mistake, then it's important that Sparky is not judging, because that is one of the ways of creating a safe environment to ask anything or to make mistakes. At the same time, if somebody has asked a question which is not necessarily age appropriate, because that's also very, very important, if it is not age appropriate, Sparky will redirect the conversation.
Okay, that's great. So now coming to the question of the price details, because that is very, very important, I would say, because most of the people want to know, what are the prices, how much they have to pay for all those things which we talked about. So can you tell me about that?
Is very affordable. We have kept in mind different, our learners coming from different cities, different backgrounds. So you will always find discounts on our, certain discounts that are always available on your purchase. So your purchase can be anywhere between, say, 200 to 50 for a month of subscription to, say, 1,000, 1,200 for 1 year subscription. So and of course we always have special offers that are going on. So I would really urge the learners to go and try it out and make use of these offers that are available on Sparky.
Yeah, exactly. It's really affordable. I can't agree more with you, because 250 rupees and 300 rupees for a month, that's quite cheap and affordable, because for one-on-one session, you have to pay 200 to 300 rupees for one single session of 15 minutes and 20 minutes. And I don't feel that 15 minutes session only is going to help you very much in your spoken English journey. But when you pay 250 rupees and you have the access to use it for 1 month, and 1,000 for and 1,200 rupees for 1 year, means only 100 rupees per month. That's quite affordable. And you have a partner 24/7. whenever you want, you can talk. Because when you book a session with the trainer, you have to have certain time and then you are going to book. Because if you have 4 minutes, you're not going to book a trainer and have conversation. So, but with the Sparky, you can talk anytime, like at night, in the morning, if you have 2 minutes, if you're traveling. So you can talk to the Sparky and you can gather collect a lot of knowledge as well. As you said previously, that whatever you want to know, if you're going to your college, you want to have some details, then you can ask to Sparky and see, like, Sparky is going to help you with that. So I'm totally agree
Absolutely.
in this. That's really, yeah, good for
Yeah.
learners.
Yeah, it's available. It's like a knowledgeable learning mentor, buddy available to you 24/7.
Yeah, and second thing, as you said, it's really good, and people are comfortable talking to Sparky because some of the people are not comfortable talking to real people due to many problems. That
Yeah.
sometimes they do not get freedom from their family, and talking to someone who's a stranger to you, you cannot trust, right? And on social media platforms nowadays, it's not good for everybody, especially for female speakers. They always ask her how I'm gonna do practice. So always difficult for them to find a real partner. So it's better to speak with a Sparky and you can become better without any, I wouldn't say, the security issue. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And one of the best ways, like anybody who asks me like what are the ways to build English fluency. Fluency comes from practice. It is not
yeah,
about speaking correctly. Fluency is about practice and how much you are speaking, rather, I would say. So that how do I speak fluently in English? How do I speak fluently? So there are always two things that I tell them. One is find a speaking partner. That is very, very important. To find that speaking partner who's knowledgeable and who you look up to is important. So I somehow feel that Sparky really plays that role. For a lot of our learners, they don't have that access at home, and they don't have someone who they can talk to. So that is one. The second is everyday activities that you do. How do we integrate English in them? How do we add English to them? So for example, I'm going to college or I'm going to office. So how do we start thinking of those daily activities? Or I need to go buy some vegetables or groceries. So how do we start thinking their names in English? So if we start becoming very thoughtful and think really deeply about, okay, I'm going to think about these daily activities only in English. Slowly, English will become a part of your life. It will only come when you start thinking about it.
exactly.
Because the first thought that comes to our mind is our local language, our mother tongue. But if we switch it enough, we need to force ourselves to switch it to simple vocabulary words. Slowly, once it becomes a habit, you will start using English more. So these are some of the two things that I tell anyone who asks me that, how can I start speaking in English fluently today?
Yeah, exactly. So it is whatever you said, that is exactly right. Speaking comes from speaking. That's what I say to my students as well. And second thing, as you said about the knowledgeable and advanced level speaker, you always want. But being a beginner, nobody is going to talk to you who is advanced or like a native speaker. How can you expect a native speaker to talk to you when you're not able to speak a single sentence in English? So, but Sparky is just not judgmental and ready to talk to you, even though if you're a beginner, not able to speak anything. So that's a good thing, because I talk to many learners and beginners. They always ask, sir, how can I get some native speakers? How can I get some advanced level speakers? I ask them a simple question. You are like maybe the Kannada speaker, Marathi speaker. Why you are going to talk to someone who is not able to speak a single sentence in Marathi? Will you enjoy it? Why Americans will come and talk to you for free? Right? That's what the question is. But they think that I will be able to talk to advanced speaker, they will give me free time, and that's not so true. And it's very difficult to get advanced speaker. Yeah, so it's very
Absolutely. You need to
important.
take
And nowadays,
baby steps.
yeah.
Please continue.
But everybody wants to have a good speaker in front of them, and they wants to talk to Jay Shetty, Ranveer Lavadiya, Steve Harvey, Ellen DeGeneres, Priyanka Chopra, such kind of speakers they want on their table. But I would say it's not possible at all. It's very difficult. Maybe years later, after working 15 years, when you come on that level, then maybe you can get a chance to have conversation with them. So, but Sparky is really nice and a great partner for all of those who would like to learn English. So yes,
Absolutely.
I'm really
And
happy
like
to know about it.
Yeah, and it adapts to your language learning level. So if
Yes.
your English skill is low, then it will talk to you in that language with that, ensure that the words that it is using, it is not using very big words, or it is not using a lot of sentences.
Mhm.
It is not designed to overwhelm you. It is supposed to help you.
Yeah, it is supposed to give you the confidence, not to lose your confidence and take your confidence. Yeah.
Absolutely, completely agree. Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, thank you so much. Many, many thanks to you, ma'am. It was really nice conversation. I enjoyed throughout the conversation. Thanks for joining me today.
Likewise, Ashutosh, thank you for keeping the conversation going and asking great questions.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye. Take care.